Hello, all my beautiful people out there. Welcome back to the Shape Your Truth podcast, where we celebrate authenticity, empower self-love, and champion the voices of plus-size women and plus-size teens everywhere. I'm your host, Dr. Kamika Baylor, and I am absolutely thrilled that you are able to connect with me today and each and every day, each and every time that you're able to listen or watch the podcast. And if you get something out of it, I am richly blessed by that. I'm thrilled to do this every week for you guys. So as we progress during our talk today, I want to talk about how the direction of the podcast is slightly shifting. When we started this journey, we wanted to create a space for women to talk about weight loss, self-development, and self-realization, which is still very true of our say. We're still sticking to that, but we want to lead on the weight loss aspect just a little bit more, and we want to shift our focus to not only plus size women, but we are women, former plus size women, because that's to say this show also takes in to account women who have lost a lot of weight or massive amounts of weight. They are also our audience, and we want to add in the teen counterpart, teen girls that are going through the same situation between the age of 14 and 17. We want to add the girls to the conversation, and we want to make this a sanctuary, okay? A place where we can get deep into all the layers and in our truth. And we unpack all of these complexities, our experiences, and we do this embracing our curves and every imperfection and every triumph that makes us our unique, fabulous self as plus size women and plus size teen girls. Or you lost all the weight and you're here to support plus size women and plus size teen girls. We are greatly appreciative of all the support, no matter where you are in your walk of life. And we also appreciative of the male support, because you do need a male perspective every now and then, but we know who our audience is, okay? So we're going to change our mission a little bit. So when we first envisioned Shape Your Truth, it was born with our passion to uplift and amplify the voices that often go unheard in regular media, okay, and mainstream media. And we wanted to rewrite those narratives, tell a different story than what we've been hearing, tell a different story of what has been highlighted, and challenge those stereotypes and redefine the meaning, what it means to be beautiful and valuable and deserving of love, and still at the same time developing ourselves and realizing exactly who we are and what we bring to the table. Okay, and what can you expect now that we're moving forward in this podcast in this slightly different direction? Not much, but slightly. In the episodes ahead, we are going to dive into body positivity and self-love, because learning to love yourself, ourselves, in this world that profits from self-doubt and radical thinking, radical diets, fads, and different things like that, is kind of hard without support. And we want to jump into that. And the support helps us to know what's good about ourselves, even though we're overweight, even if we lost the weight, and love on ourselves a little bit, and we encourage each other to do so, okay? And then we're going to talk about fashion, okay? Fashion is style. We are going to celebrate our bodies with tips on dressing, with confidence, finding clothes that make you feel unstoppable, okay? We want to take away the shame of your body shape, and we want to accentuate what is there and make you feel good, give you the tips to help you to find these type of clothing and make you feel good in the process. Okay, and then we're going to also talk about health and wellness. We're going to discuss holistic approaches to well-being that honor our bodies without any stigmas. So we won't be doing any fad diets. I am not against anybody's mechanism of how they are, anybody's modality of how they lose weight. I'm for it, as long as it's healthy and it's done with a health in mind, a health in your body, and health for your emotional well-being and sustainability. Sustainability is key in doing a real lifestyle change on your mind, body, and spirit. Is really the only thing that really matters when you're losing weight, because that's the only way you're going to be able to keep the weight off. Okay, so we're going to discuss those things, and it's really close to my heart as a pharmacist, as a person who was a plus size teen who lost over 170 pounds. This is really dear to my heart, because if we can teach the girls what we didn't learn as adults, or what we had to go through as adults earlier, they learn how to navigate these things, they'll have a better success and better outlook on life. They'll be more successful in their health journey. So we also want to explore the intersectionality, and we're going to explore how our identities intersect with our experience, our experiences in our body, how it looks, what's positive about it, because our stories are diverse. They're different. They're not the same story as other people of life story. You may focus on your weight a lot. It may seem like your whole life is wrapped around your weight, because a lot of times it is, because of, especially if you've been overweight since childhood. And some people don't understand that. And even amongst ourselves, some of us weren't overweight since childhood. So they don't have the same experience that we have. And when we can tell our stories, we create diversity, and people will understand better. We give them the opportunity to understand and learn, teach them something, so that within this community, we learn more things, that we may be able to advocate for ourselves outside of this community of plus size women or former plus size women and teen girls. Education is key. Some of this stigma and bias is all because a lot of people are uneducated on topics. And when we get together and tell our stories, the beautiful stories that we have, we can get reinforcement about what we know, and we're able to get the word out. We're able to speak up. We know we feel confidence in what we're saying. So that's what we want to bring into this podcast. We are still a faith-driven podcast. We are children of God. We are Jesus-following, Christian-believing podcast. That's just what we are. I am a health professional, and that's just who I am. And I'm also a former plus size lady who wants to help as many people possible inside the church, outside the church, over here, over there, in the north, in the west, all over. If I can reach as many people as I can to pull them from the abyss of sorrow, or like from the teens, jumping into that abyss of sorrow, without support, without community, to help them get out of that abyss, to get back up again, to start again, okay, to get the confidence and take away any excuse that we might give ourselves or any limited belief, so that we can renew the fight and know that we are not alone. There are thousands of us, and we can do this in the mind to support this community and get healthier for ourselves, to stop all the limitations, not for anybody else. You won't be successful till you want to do this for yourself, because every day you're not going to always remember, oh, my mom wants me to get healthy, because you want to do something that, or you want to participate in something that will be counterintuitive to that. So you need to want it for yourself. You can have your children in your mind. You can have your mom, your parents, your grandparents, your sister, brother in your mind, husband in your mind when you are thinking about the weight. You can have them as a postcard or a billboard up in front of you, letting you know that's where you want to be. But you really have to be doing this for you, not anybody else. So we want to be here to champion each other in all these areas, and to remind us that losing weight is one part of the thing. The thing has several parts and layers and pieces that need to be addressed to be successful in life, to live a healthy life, to live well. So that is what we want to champion today in Shape Your Truth podcast. And we're still going to talk about self-development and self-realization. That is still going to be a focal point. But as I said, we're going to lean more into the weight loss aspect and champion plus size women and plus size teen girls to use their voices and advocate for themselves, advocate for each other, to get rid of all these stigmas and biases and prejudice against obesity. So that is what we're going to stand for. And I hope that everybody is on board and understands the mission. And we can get this accomplished. Together we can. Okay, so now our community here is not just about talking to me, okay? It's about us connecting and supporting and learning from each other. So we want you to give us your stories. You can write in or submit questions on any other platforms. Reach us on Spotify, on Prime, on IG, on Facebook, on TikTok. We're in all those places. So we want to hear your stories. We want to share them. We want to share your voice and your experience, and what makes the podcast comes alive is feeling you, looking to help you, seeing you, and we can address some of those things, not always metaphorically or generally speaking. We can address some things exactly what you want. But so give us your questions and all of your statements and what you would like to talk about, and just let us know how you're feeling and your thoughts. because you deserve to be heard, and these questions deserve to be addressed. So as social media does not, or media in general, all forms are limited in its support of obesity and getting rid of obesity bias, we can start here today with our own community and reach out to other people in the same community and in the same fight and form one giant community of women and girls, soon to be women, advocating for ourselves and others. So thank you for being here with me today as we gonna transition a little bit. This change something a little bit, just a little tweak. It's gonna be an incredible journey. Still self-discovery. We want to get that self-acceptance, and we want to form a sisterhood, a community. We want to have togetherness, and we're going to celebrate our own truths. We're going to embrace our own power, and we're going to shape this world to understand us and to respect us, because our voices will be heard, okay? And we are going to be the ones to advocate for ourselves. So that is what we're going to talk about today. We're transitioning the show. And so in this second part of this episode, I want to take some of the questions that I got from my Facebook group and just go a little rapid fire with these questions, dive right into it. So stay with me right now, and we are going to go into welcoming you to the rapid fire Q&A session in this Shape Your Truth podcast. So the first question I have in this rapid fire, I don't know how rapid fire is going to be, but it's supposed to be fast, right? The first question is, how I build confidence and self-esteem as a plus-size woman. How can I build confidence and self-esteem as a plus-size woman? Okay. Start with confidence. Start with affirming yourself, self-affirmations, and focusing on what makes you unique and valuable. This is going to build your confidence. You do an activity for self-realization. Things that are beyond your appearance, not how you look. Things that are true about you, that are valuable about you. And then you write out what you want to do for this world, what you bring to the table. And then you want to write about all the things that you want to accomplish, what you want to do before you leave this earth, before you leave this world, before you're laid to rest. What all those things you want to do. And you think on those things, and it's going to build confidence in you and what you're able to do, what you want to do, and what you will do. You start working to that with confidence. And that's outside of how you look, outside of image, outside of your weight. You need to do that work first, okay? So get that confidence down, and then you can tackle this weight thing. It can be tackled. It can be taken care of. The most important thing is that you have the confidence and you get healthy. That's it, okay? So, second question we have are, what are quick strategies to overcome body shame and negative self-talk? Like I was saying a little bit earlier with the confidence part, challenge those negative thoughts. Call them out where they are. And ask yourself, is this even true? Okay, is this even correct? And then you give yourself your positive affirmation. You can pick out one thing that you're going to affirm about yourself that brings you up, that one thing that you're going to focus on and that reminds you, that puts a smile on your face when you think about it, that positive affirmation you're going to say. And then surround yourself with people who are on the same vibe, okay? They want to be supportive. They want to be uplifting. Not anybody that's tearing you down. Even if that tearing down is indirect, they think they're coming from a good place, like some relatives do, but a lot of time it's still damaging. Remove yourself from that, even with family. Don't entertain those conversations. Move, work around, get out the group. And I know that sometimes that's hard when you're a child, when you're a teen, and you have grandma or somebody saying something out the way to you about your weight, or giving you another diet again and all of that stuff. You kindly excuse yourself. You say, oh, you can say, I hear you, Grandma. I hear you. I just can't talk about this right now. And then you, in your mind, affirm yourself and let you know that remind you of who you are and what value you bring, and that this weight concern, you're going to have it under control. You're working on it, and there's going to be a positive outcome after this. Okay, it's difficult dealing with people poking their nose in things, especially older people. They just say whatever. You can even agree with her or him, or sometimes it's grandpa too. Yeah, I know that. You gonna help me? You want to walk with me? You want to take a walk with me, Grandma? You want to come with me and we can work out together? We could do that. Yeah, Grandma, I heard that diet. You want to try it together? Let's do it together as a family. Motivate. Use that obstacle they're trying to face and place in front of you, or that trap they're trying to set for you. Use that trap. Use it. Use that obstacle to get you stronger, to build that confidence. And at the same time, you're being inclusive. You're inviting them to join you on your health journey. Okay. And then now I have question 3 is tips for dressing stylish and confidently as a plus size woman. Plus size T. My thoughts are probably a little different from other people. I say choose a size that actually fits you. Okay. Don't just try to fit into it or squeeze yourself into it. Pick a size that actually fits you. Okay. And it fits well. You like the way it looks, you like the material, you like all those features. It feels good on you. So prioritize those kind of things. What's expressive about it? What makes it you? What do you like about it? Recognize it. Is the color? Is the shape? How does it feel on your skin? Do you like the material? It feels expensive, whatever that may be. But if it does not fit, don't stuff yourself in it. If you need to get another size, get the larger size and we can tailor it. And if it does not fit well and it's not a source of confidence for you, you don't feel comfortable when you leave the house, you feel ashamed or embarrassed, then we might want to reconsider that outfit. Make sure that it fits you well, that you like it, that it feels good when you get in your skin, it feels good to be wearing. It fits your personality and how you express yourself. And that is the most important thing. That will add to your confidence because you're doing something that you like. You took the time to make sure it's something for you that fits you. And yeah, you're gonna get that confidence when you walk out that door that you don't care what other people think because you set this whole outfit up to represent you and how you want to present to the world. Okay, I got a fifth question. Recommend resources for plus size women seeking support of empowerment. Hey, that's easy. Keep tuning into this podcast, Shape Your Truth podcast. And communities. There's communities online. You can my group and my community on Facebook. We have a couple of clubs on there. Find a community that's supportive. Find a community that of people like you. Now they may be going through the same type of thing, right? They may be trying to talk about weight loss or talk about surgeries or medicines and all this thing, but you don't vibe with them. They're not your tribe. You're on the same path, but this is not your people. You'll have to find somewhere where you get the support you need, the kind of support you need from the people who need to be giving it to you, and you also being there to provide support for them. So you need to find your people. So look for a community, even if it's online, if it's local, like more podcasts like this. We celebrate life on here, lifestyle and health and wellness. You may want one to focus on another podcast that focus on plus size women in the workplace, plus size women dating and things like that, or matchmakers and stuff like that. You might want something like that too. So look for communities that represents you, okay? And where you can get support on matters. Our podcast is like generally about life. There are some podcasts that specialize and get down to the niche of what is going on in your life. And those podcasts will go right along with us. Those kind of groups will go right along with us. The more support you have, the better. And I'll also recommend staying in touch and contact with your doctors, keeping them in the loop. They're part of the community. We might have to retrain their thinking too, but they're part of the community by default. And if we don't like them, we can change them too. But involve your doctors, your nurses, your PAs, your NPs, your physician assistant, nurse practitioner, even your dentist is a part of your care team. So let them know. And they'll be here to give support and offer recommendations. And don't forget your pharmacist. If you're on medication, talk to this pharmacist. Let them know what you're doing. Let them know the diet that you're doing. They may be able to recommend something to you or tell you, warn you, caution you about something that might happen because of the medication. But they need to be a part of the team. They need to be in the community as well. Now, sixth question. We got a couple of more, then we're going to go. What's the role of intersectionality in the body positive movement? Intersectionality is a term I heard somewhere else, and I get kind of tongue-tied saying it, but it's recognizes the differences amongst people, their identities and how they intersect. Like we said, we all have a different approach to life. Even if you come out the same household, you're not the same. There's something unique about you. And we want to magnify those things where we are helping with our weight loss, helping in our life, helping with our health, because we're a whole person. So these things are going to intersect a lot. And they lean on each other of how we handle things, what we do in our lives. So all of those things, different intersections can help with our body positivity and highlight diversity in the experiences and challenges. Okay, so now I have question number 7. Why body positivity? And why body positivity? Because a lot of times, because of the images that we see in the media, it's not like us. A lot of times, especially when I was young, it was not like us at all. Like you only see 1 or 2 people. They were never the main character. They were never the. Besides one show, I remember Roseanne Barr. She was a heavy-set woman. That was her own show, and that was probably the only main character that I could think of in a movie, TV show, anything like that was successful. They're either the maid, the cook, or something like that. The mean nanny, but never like telling it from a plus-size girl's perspective. Like in the movies, they're a stalker or some crazy person trying to get after a man, or they have a lot of kittens, or stuff like that. They're not seen really in a light that you would want to be like this person. Is shown negatively in every aspect where it's repulsive to people. It's like the worst thing that could ever happen to some people. That's how they may view it. So we need to focus on body positivity for that confidence piece we were talking about. But we also need to be realistic in when we focusing on our bodies. We are bigger persons, but hopefully with the community and keep talking about your health, you want to do something for yourself to be healthy. We don't want you to hate how you look, but we also want you to know that you need to become healthy, and that oftentimes is going to require you to lose weight. So that is why body positivity is so important. Okay, ways to advocate for positivity. Ways to advocate for body positivity and inclusivity in our community. How do we do that? Speak up. Keep talking about it. Don't shut up. Don't shut up about it. Keep posting. Keep speaking about it. If something's in the news, talk about it. Talk to your family about it. Talk to whoever will listen to stop this discrimination. Tell them how it makes you feel. Get on your soapbox and advocate for yourself, because nobody's going to do it for us. And the people who have tried, they haven't done it well. And the people that have tried, we haven't supported them well. So things fizzle out. But if we keep talking about it, keep it in the forefront, keep trying to get help, and keep reminding people that we are human and we have a condition, a human condition. We have a problem that needs to be fixed, yes, but doesn't everybody? And don't we deserve the support you would give to anyone else that had a long-term condition or an addiction problem? You would not toss them to the side. You would try to help. So all we're asking is for help. And we can do that if we don't stay silent. We can't get help if we're silent. So we got to keep talking about these issues, keep pointing out the biases, the discrimination, the looks, the comments, the judgment on how you even lose weight. We need to keep talking about it. We need to be educated ourselves, and we need to talk about the problem and let people know how it makes you feel. So one more, no, I thought it was one more question. No, we have quite a few. Okay. So we were on that one. Okay, number 8 says, debunk a common myth about weight and health. Weight is the only determinant of healthy. If you are at a normal weight, you're healthy. Weight is the dominant sign that you are unhealthy. That is untrue. That is a fact that is very untrue. Weight does not determine health alone. It's part of it. It's complex. It's complexity and layers and layers and layers to how people become obese. There's a lot of things, and we just don't. We're not educated to know that, and we sometimes use some of those things as crutches instead of using them as tools to fight, using those obstacles or those negative feelings to fight for our health and for advocate for ourselves. But yeah, that's not the only factor. It's just part of it. It could be genetics. It could be hormonal. It could be physical, because you can't do something. You changed, something broke, something not working right, something happened, an incident that caused you to come some trauma. And that's just talking about obesity. But you could be unhealthy and be small. Because health, like I said, is not just about weight. It's about being well in mind, body, and spirit. Okay? That includes weight. But you have other parts of your body that may be compromised or have disease or having a condition that has nothing to do with your weight. Okay? So I hope that answers that question. And give a quick self-care practice for mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you to prioritize what is important, and allows you to see opportunities and know when you need some rest. And it allows you to engage in those things that you love to do, because you're mindful of all the things that you're doing, and you're doing the things that are essential for your life when you're mindful, and of everything, what you eat, what you lend yourself to do, what needs to be done around the house. You're mindful of those things, and you know how to address them and engage in them. Because you've already thought about it. You're not just rushing in and doing anything. So the first practice I say would be to practice mindfulness. And then practice essentialism after mindfulness. Get to what is essential in your life. And don't bombard yourself with a bunch of activities that you don't like, you don't do well, you can't give your best to, and somebody else can do it better. Allow them to. Okay? That is also part of prioritizing your mental health, your emotional well-being. Don't take on too much. You all booked up, and that you got to stop looking at that as being selfish. And because you are being a little selfish because you need to take care of yourself. Because you can't take care of nobody else, not to the full potential if you yourself are broken. Okay, so in that part, yeah, be a little selfish. You got to be a little selfish with your mental, emotional, and physical health. We don't like anything that harms us or seems uncomfortable. But you not prioritizing your happiness or self-care, you are harming yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically. So just be mindful of that. Okay. Okay. Next question. Share a story of inspiration about a plus-size individual who embraced body positivity. Okay, let me think. Let's talk about Patrice. Patrice overcame societal pressures to fit in with her weight. And me and Patrice talked, and she's not African American. She's Caucasian, and their experience at school and growing up was quite different than my own. My weight was generally accepted most of the time until it just got completely out of control. It was accepted. I was not ostracized. I was not bullied. None of that. But the opposite is of her. She was completely ostracized and lacked social skills because that thing that people may think is funny, nobody will play with me. But that's exactly that was her life. Nobody would play with her. Nobody wanted her around. So she had a very hard time battling with acceptance and trying to fit a narrative or imagery of what was supposed to be beautiful. Okay. And so she dealt with a lot of those societal pressures. But now when she got her attitude or confidence about herself, and she's found some love for herself and accepted who she is and that what she brings to the table, she advocates for herself now. She speaks up. She tells the truth about what is going on, and she points out the lies. And that is what I love about Patrice. And hopefully one day she can come on podcast with us. I hope so. Okay, second question is how to cultivate a healthier relationship with food and exercise. It's a lot of stuff about mind. I'm going to keep saying a lot of things about mind, like the mindfulness, okay? But in this case, focus on what's nourishing your body. Focus on doing some workouts or physical activity, movement that you enjoy. And find something that you love to do physically. And avoid restrictive fads, diets, and extreme workout. Anything to the extreme that does not have any balance is not healthy for you. Like I said previous, the modality you use to get there is not the problem. It's the mindset, and it's the tactics. It's the strategy of how you're using that plan, the diet plan. And if you think it's going to be a quick fix without a mind change, without lifestyle change, you're going to be right back where you were or gain even more weight. So let's focus on that. Okay, question. What to look for in a healthcare provider who respects plus size patients? Find somebody that that at least going to listen. They may not agree with how you run your life right now, which most doctors won't, but find someone who listens. Find someone who may have had the same background or may have had somebody in their family who they understand the situation. They've been educated on it. This is a whole discipline, a medicine now. You can specialize in obesity medicine. So there are doctors who thought enough about people like you and me to go and specialize in this. And you can see those kind of doctors. There are not a whole lot of them because this just became a specialty. But there are doctors out there. And a lot of them you can find virtually. Okay. And you can also find other branches of the healthcare also specializing in obesity medicine, from your pharmacists to your nurses, your PAs, your physical therapists. This is a new branch of medicine. So they're going to have health professionals in every area to specialize in this to help you. So look for those kind of individuals. And if you don't have any in your area that specialize in obesity medicine, find a doctor that listens without judgment, or at least just listen until they know you well enough to understand what you're going through and to be empathetic about it. So that's what I would recommend. Tips for handling family or friends who don't support my body acceptance journey. Education. You speaking up. You being vocal. If the argue them. We debate in my family. We debate all the time. It's not a mean argument. It's not a knockdown, drag out fight. It's it's bringing the facts. It's saying what you believe and standing on it. And then if you can show the facts about what you're talking about, that is even better. Go to it. We argue all the time, but we debate the Bible a lot. And you'll see those pages flipping in there. Let me show you in this chapter. And it's a real debate about a passage or what we believe to be true about that. Based on, history and research and language and all of those things. And we also do that with politics. You can pull these things up. So the same way could be true about your weight. If they have something to say about a medication, about a procedure, about how you're doing this, or how you choose to accept your body and wear what you're wearing, there are statistics for you to argue this point for them. There are, well, do you want me this way or do you want me this way? Help me to understand. Ask them rhetorical questions. This will educate them. And then you answer them if they don't know with the right answer. But education, speaking up for yourself, advocate for yourself. Sometimes if it's hard, you're not a big arguer, you're not up for that, have a pre-printed email that you can send to them. I'm going to send you an email all about it, or something like that. I have a text that I want you to read. Would you please at least do that for me? Something like that. If you're not good at expressing, you can start by that, or start recording yourself talking, either on a recorder that's just audio, or put your phone up and start talking about what's going on, and then share that with your family or friends or whoever has a question about why you're changing this way. Write a little video about it. Write a little script, a little video production, and send it to people. Or have your long text ready or your long email ready explaining what to do if you don't feel like confronting them directly. And next question. Affirmations or mantras to boost self-confidence. Do I know some affirmations? This needs to be really personal. You need to have your own. You need to think about it, because you need to really think about what is going to snap you out of that down the drain thinking, okay? That's going to challenge those lies that your brain keeps telling you, those negative self-talks that you're giving yourself, those private conversations with yourself, and surround yourself with positive. Get out of the negative space. Get away from negative influences. And even as from TV, what you see, what you hear, what you listen to in form of music, everything, what you allow to come into you needs to be positive, because it's going to help retrain your pattern of thought, your thought process. And you need to speak the truth to that lie. And when you affirm that positive thing about yourself, it should be something that brings a smile, that you are proud of, that you know is that you do well, that nobody is better at it than you. And you have something. We all do. God has put it inside of us. You are gifted and skilled with a certain aspect of your life, something you do, something you say, how you are, that is special. Speak that to the lies, okay? And if you can't think of it right now, and you want to start today, say, well, that's not true. You're good at nothing. Yeah, that's not true. I'm good at this. Simple. Find the debate. Find the rebuttal. Okay. Best way to set boundaries and advocate for myself in social situations. Like we already said, keep talking, advocate for yourself. Keep talking, advocate for yourself. Keep bringing it up to the forefront of your conversation. It's always on your mind. It's never not on your mind. So be ready. Keep talking about it. Keep advocating for yourself. Keep championing for yourself. Okay? And know when it's time to just like back up off of that person, or just leave that situation alone. You don't have to be in that social media group. You don't have to go to that church. You don't have to be in that person's classroom. You don't have to keep that doctor. You don't have to keep that job. And I know getting out of these things may be hard, but if you are being tormented by the fact that of how you look and how your health, that is something so personal, it's time to change. And that change includes getting healthy. And that might mean losing the weight, losing the job, losing the friends, losing the church, losing that doctor. There's other people out there to help. Okay. So that's what I thought to think about that. And then it says, question, strategies to teach body positivity to your children or younger family. We already talking about it. They already hear about what's healthy and what's not healthy regarding obesity. They're up on game because you talk about it. But the second thing you need to do is lead by example. Don't just be all talk. You need to show, improve. The proof is in the pudding. Okay? And if you are the teen or whatever, and you're doing this thing, invite your family, encourage your family to join. Encourage it to be a family affair, from the adults to the teens. Encourage it to be a family affair. And if you have a younger sibling, you have younger kids, Allow them to participate. Let them help you make recipes. Let them help you make the grocery list and explain in the process. Explain why this and not this. When you go to the grocery store, explain and let them help you in the kitchen and to learn about food. Take them on a walk with you and to learn why you're doing this. And they could be your little community at home. They could be your biggest cheerleaders. So they're not without understanding. Sometimes we just speak at them. We don't speak to them, or we don't try to teach them what we're doing or what is best for themselves either. We don't include them in the conversation. So that's what I would say about that. Recommend a book or podcast promoting body acceptance. You got the podcast right here, baby. So keep on watching. We're going to keep doing this podcast. And there is a book I want you to check out. It's called The Body Is Not an Apology by Sonia Renee Taylor. Okay, and check that book out. The Body Is Not an Apology. Practical steps to improve body image daily. Practice gratitude. Practice the affirmations. Surround yourself with positive people, positive influence. Read something. Engage in activities that are positive and that promote self-care. Okay, tips for navigating the healthcare system as a plus-size individual. Again, advocate for yourself. Seek a provider who does not judge you and respects you and encourages you in your body positivity and will guide you on how to get help. Those are the kind of health professionals you want. Benefits of practicing body positivity in a group. You find your tribe. You find solidarity. You find your people. And you get that support and that safe space, that understanding, that common understanding, that understanding environment, an environment that will help you to grow and not hinder your growth. Okay. How do cultural differences impact perceptions of body image? How do cultural differences impact perceptions of body images? As I was talking about with Patrice, her culture have a totally different body image expectation than mine. And some other folks, we know the same thing, that we are multicultural in the healthcare industry is a lot of multicultural, every kind of person. So from my culture, being overweight is okay. Obese is not okay. Being overweight is good. And actually being skinny or actual weight loss that you're supposed to be, your ideal weight, is often considered sickly looking. But then there's other places where other communities, other racial background, cultural background, where the skinnier you are, the better. Until you go to that other extreme of not eating at all. Okay, so those cultural differences are there, but we are here to build our own community that understands what we are going through, and we make the culture. We make the culture of how we are going to approach life. We are our own advocates. Okay, so mindfulness. How do you get mindfulness? How do I do that? Do some yoga. Do some journaling. Do some praying. Get on your knees. Carve out that time to Get these techniques down. Set that time up. Or whenever it comes to your mind, do it. Okay, you carve out the time that you will do this, and then whenever it comes to your mind, do it at that moment. And just waiting, not rushing to eat. Don't eat in the car. Eat at home. Eat at the table. Don't even get one fry out that bag, or if you still getting fries. Don't get one fry out that bag until you get home. So you are mindful. It makes you more aware of what you're eating. Don't sit next to the food if you're at a party. You'll just keep on taking snacks and snacks. Don't do it. Keep it before your mind, in the forefront of your mind, what you ate. And ask yourself, am I hungry? Do things like that, because being mindful is just keep reinforcing it to your mind. That's how you are mindful. And you can do some deep breathing, yoga, praying, all of those things to help get clarity. How to stay motivated on your journey for health and weight loss. Celebrate everything. Celebrate the smallest of wins. Celebrate 1 pound going, 1 inch going, 1 compliment, 1 invite to the party. Celebrate those things. And yeah. Recognize the connections that you're making. Nothing is too small. All of those little victories are good. And remember that you're progressing. You start feeling better. Even if it's just, I feel better about myself. That's a step in the right direction. That is a win. And even of the losses, even of the slip-ups, anything like that, you look at that as an opportunity for growth instead as just an obstacle in your way or being defeated. Okay, you're going to pick that up and use that as fuel to keep going. Okay, for real, last question. Can you share a personal tip for embracing your body images? Or embracing your body at all, right? So, I recognize that I am unique. That even being born a twin, no person on earth is exactly like me. God gave me individually, outside of my sibling, a different gift, a different contribution, a different set of people to serve and help. And so the exercise I think you should all do is a self-realization exercise where you take a sheet of paper, right? Make 3 columns. In the first column, write down everything you want to do before you leave the earth. Then write every way that you help people. Then write every way that you are gifted. When you look at that, you see this list, it's going to be a lot. You're going to find things. It's going to be more than you expected. And that helped me to realize that I have something to say. I have something to offer this world. I am needed here. I need to do X, Y, Z before I leave this earth. I help all these people do this thing, and they couldn't do it without me. I have all these talents over here that have yet to share to the length of that it should be shared, to the max that it should be shared. I have all these things. It's in me. God gave it to me. And nobody can take that away, no matter what people say. So that was the exercise that I did to help me realize exactly who I am and why I deserve to be here. I have something to say. I have somebody to help. Okay, so that is it. I thought it was going to be a short one, but it turned out to be a lot longer than I think and I thought. Thank you for the questions. I got these from my Facebook group. Thank you for the questions. I'll be sure to thank them over there. And I hope this little rapid fire was kind of not rapid. You got some answers and you got some clarity and you may be inspired for the journey ahead. So again, we still do these things in our podcast. We're still going to talk about weight loss. We're still going to talk about self-realization, and we're still going to talk about self-development. It's all a part of the makeup that helps plus size people, plus size women and girls find their voice, find a place where they can have a sanctuary and find the advocacy that they need to fight against biases and prejudice and injustice that are done to the obese around the world. Yeah, it's that serious. I know that sounds deep. That sounds serious. It's that serious. This is life or death. Okay, so I hope that you help with this cause, and we'll continue this. So until next time, thank you for tuning in to Shape Your Peace. Shape Your Peace. Oh, that's good. To Shape Your Truth podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Kamika Baylor, and it is my pleasure to